Hi, my name is Seth. Today we're going to continue with Dynamo. What our objective today is to learn how to renumber sheet with option. Alright, let's get into it. We learned from last time, or at least how to get sheets. So we're going to go into category again. So intention was to get sheet and renumbering, so we're going to get category, and then we're going to getting all element of that category. So we connect it. What we want to do is to getting sheet. Sort by this because we want that information, and also the is that another watch now? Because we want that as an element so they can modify later. That's how you modify. You cannot modifying the value without the element. So you do that process. You need to keeping that element in the order that you want to modify, so that when you modifying it, like range or anything, it's happening in that order. So you could like sort by function, like function 2, but with that you have to adding another so in that, but you have to like, okay, I'm needing that number. I need the number value at here, which is just, if you're looking at, it's two different paths, but depending on how you going about it, you're adding additional 2 more sheet node to getting the same information output. So do that, but I find that this way it's faster, or at least reduce my cluster. Okay, now we're getting that. So and then we have to adding a way to because we want an option to just we could let's see, let's go find our set. It's a sub element. Okay, let's go to that. Wait, we know it's in here. Alright. So this thing will just if we put in there, it will just we know that we want to sheet number, so we going to add that sheet parameter name to forgot my purpose. So that when you put in straight that, you're not having, so this is all you need, all the nodes you need to change to actually renumber sheet or rename, not rename sheet, renumber and the sheet number. So but it's, you don't have the custom, because most of the time you want different thing, you know, like okay, I want only like A103 to be renumbered because I want to keep that other number. So you could like, okay, you could enter every time like, oh okay, I want to taking only that number, and then you have to like putting that number again. So you can write it, and like, okay, I want to taking only let's see, so let's say chop this is a way to cutting the number of strings. So like, let's say you want to chop in 2, you want to free this. This is when you want to not don't want it to execute when you press run, because sometimes you just want to check out a part of the script. So okay, so it chop in 2, and then you can just take it, but this is like, it's not as smart, because you have to like thinking about how to do it, how to taking like so it's not as fast, or it's not as automated as you want it to be. So what I want to do is to setting a way to not every time have to come in and enter multiple information just to getting the thing that you need. So we want we don't want to do that. So we want to also basing the, so we want to extracting some of those information that we can apply later on, that is basing on the existing information of the Rebel model, rather than you entering every time. So let's say that we want to, what we want to do, we want to extract this information so we can reorder it according to what our need is. So let's see how we do that. We want to split this, so we want to go to string. Let's see. So okay, let's do a remove. We want to remove the A because if we want to, let's see. Let's say that we want anything above 102, because this thing is not a, it's a string but it's not a number. So when we're using this node, it will not give us information, because it will just show no. Because it doesn't recognize A as a value factor. So we need to removing the A from it. But we also, like some of the, like when I in my office, some of the situation is that it's never going to be just A. It's like A and then D sheet and then like G sheet font. So you want to keeping the information in there. So what we want to do, we want to extracting this by splitting it up. So I want to keep this node so we can use later on. Okay, we want to, let's see, starting the index. We want to extract this into 2. So let's start the index of 0 and 3, and then we want to do a 0 and 1. Let's see how that works, because it's a count. A negative is because this is a removing element node, and a negative is going backward. So we want this is a way to list. Not good at explaining. So if you're looking at this, this is a list. If you want to start out, this is also a list. You could just do this if you not familiar with some of the node, some of the code block input. So you can just starting off by doing that. It gives you the same information or output of data. But now you're needing this much of a node to do the same kind of thing. So eventually you learn how to do all those shortcuts that help you making the thing look good, and also it's easier to this one you have to go get it, and sometimes you just need to just adding a code block and getting that information. Okay, let's see. How this thing works is when the string like this information go into here, it's reading this line, and then it's starting at the index of, for the first batch, it's starting at the index of 0. So this is the index of 0. For string, this is index of 0. So index is, this is, each of these is index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. And then we know that we want to extract in the back way, so we go to minus index 3, so it minus it here. And we want to keep for this one, for starting index 0, we want to keep the zero, starting from 0, starting from this index 1, not index 2. So let's see, maybe counting out incorrectly. Okay, so it's coming out not correctly. Oh, okay. What it is the fact that we putting a list through here, 2 lists, because it's list 1 and list 2. We need this to be at a level 2 because we want to input twice in there. That's how I understand it. Want to input twice so that it's producing the list, twice the list we want it, but now it doesn't seem to. Maybe it's a little wrong. Yep. This is yeah, level 2. We want to put twice, but a long list, it's in a way, it's like a how you explain it? List. Here's a long list. So a long list, it's like it's going the node. It's one node. It's gonna hitting the information. Going to trying to reading through two point to the list of the point. So what we know here should be the other way around. So it should be 1 and 0 on this side, getting the information that we need. Yep, and then so it should be 3. Yeah, okay, got it. Just testing this thing. So how this works? All right, let's go through it again. We want to start in for this first list starting index. We want to starting at 0 because we want to removing that A, and then we want to starting at index count 1 because count 0 in Dynamo, count 1 is considered count 0. So it's starting from 0, not starting from 1. So try to understand it's always starting from 0. It's never count as, so when you look at the list, it's never like 1. It's always come from 0, 1. So, and then the same kind of consideration here. I want to keep, so for minus, it's a negative. So I want to removing number count. I want to remove 3, so keeping that in A. So that's where it is. So we got enough little clustering. So from there we can all right, now we can use this to extracting the information, because this will give us a true and false. This node, it's like a map. If it's greater, give me a truth. If it's smaller, give me a false, smaller equal. So let's see. We want to extracting only list A because you give it twice, 2 lists, this list and a list above. So to get in that, we know it's a list 0. So how you specifically noting that list is by into this node called copla getting. So let me show you. So that's how we're extracting a part of the list. We could extract the other part of the list by do that. Alright. So let's just see what's in here. Keep that. Now we could just go straight here. Use this for something else. Oh, you could also organize this thing into a group. Let's say this is how professional people do it. They organize because they want to notating like, okay, this is where it's sort. And, oh, this is extract, not sort. Extract string. So we want to test if this is accurate or not. No, that means that what's greater or smaller. Oh, okay. Because this is outputting a string information, so you have to keep this is a string information. What you need to do is to convert this to a number so that it's because this is a number block or number script block. So how you add it, just have to select it again and then click add to group. So on again, so we get an true or false here. That's where you could, and then we can using a node block to filter it or to boolean it. So okay, so we also keep an eye on this because we want to do a 5 elements, so we needing those things to be consistent with the number, because let's say you're only having 4 coming out, that means something it's not in that order or not correct, and then you cannot using this to extracting information because you're needing to filter by boolean or to do any other truth or false statement. You're needing the same number of the list coming in, the same number of value information of the statement list. So see here, so that's what it is. We're extracting statement truth. So we have 4 truth, so extracting 4 truth. The in is the truth, out is false. So yeah, just want to. So with that too, let's say that because we know our number, let's say that we going from there, so we want to go in that number sheet. Alright, let's continue on. So now we needing a way to adding a new number. So we needing a range node to add a new value. So from there we can so this range node, let's say that you want to adding a new number that is more like 100. Start. What we want to do is we want to keep consistent of this number, or what is this thing of, like the number of the output that we want to do, because we could enter every time, but let's say that sometimes you enter wrong its value. So we know that there is 3 of these coming out, so like we wanted like 100, 101, 102, 103 to come out. So how you do it without have to enter the number every time is through, and then be adding a count node. But it doesn't want to do that because we want to minimize the error of human input. So if we count the count node is they're just counting the list of element in there. So let's give it 3. So with that, we're gonna give us a 103. So that's where we want to end that number. And a step is like just one step, or you could just have your own input. Let's say it's a particular, in some circumstances, you want to having a sheet that's skipping maybe 2 number or something, but that is pretty rare. So we can go back in and adding this note to having a 2-step, but if you don't need it, you just leave it as that, because I had a 2-step. Just want to show you. So they're coming out like that, maybe 2-step, but then you have to add an additional one to it, because every 2-step it's mean that it's only outputting 2 every 2 increment, so we don't want that. So that's what we look at. Every 2 increment, it's only outputting only two lists. So, but what it is that we have to understand that there's 3 items, so we have 2 or 4 lists. So that is we need a way to remove one of them. So we could add a -1 here to make that count correct. So the 3 item, this output 3. So let's see this changing. Let's say we want to starting from 200. It will give us 4, because this is our count of 4. So like saying that we want, so it should output 5. So that's how we make it consistently smart. So without you have to enter, okay, this is, I need to enter this number and stuff. So now we're having that, what we want to do is we want to add, okay, auto cluster. Want to add sheet notation back in. You want to have like that a value into it. So we're going to extracting a value from here. Okay. Oh, now we do an add node. I'm gonna add this thing to this string. See if there any to the There must be a way to add it. Let's see, go to string and remove, insert. Alright, here it is. So we want to insert to insert. So we want to insert that, and we know that we want to insert at the front, so it's at the front is considered 0 index. The first one is 0, it's not number 1. So we can look at it and see what our output would be. Something wrong, so let's see what it's saying. It's array starting with back. So I think it's not 71. So we have string, we have 5 string. No, that's what it is. We have 5 string, but we're having a, that's why I said number has to be consistent. We're having 6 of this. So what we want to do, we want to only extracting a 1 of it. Yeah, could extract 5 of them, I'll extract 1 of it. So the easiest way to extract 1 of it, so it's just taking, we're going to do another this to see. Okay, let's see. Yep. Okay. So if you have what this thing do is it's similar to you doing this and then extracting only 1 of them, because this is a list in a list. So let's see, hard to explain, but let me see. So in that, for we indicating that we want to go into list 1, and then we're going to extract the 0. So yeah, that's how we extracting that 1 out of it. And we want to do a long list because we want to get the info twice from the 2 lists. Let me know what's going on. Now string, integer, string. We want to be converted to a string again. String. So we want to get string out of it. Okay. This is where. Let me test this. No. Okay, let me figure out what this. This is when you're converting everything back to string. So sequence object string. Alright, you're getting that information there. So this is how you extract. Let's say we have 4. My phone, okay. So this is where we want to connect to that element, because we want to be able to control the amount of output, because we want to say, okay, we want to only renumber 5 of these rather than 6. Let's see how it works. Now we already here. So we want to putting our value back into here, because this is the new value that we want to insert to renumber those lists. So okay, let's unfreeze it to run it, but we don't want to because that thing that's, if you're looking at our number, the 100 it might be not working the way we want it, because sometimes because of the number override. But let's just run it, see what we'll do. See, it's renumber it. So let's go back. It's renumbering the whole sheet number. So that's what it is. We could just change. So this is what is becoming an interesting, like just one out input. We can say, okay, I want it to be 200, and 1 is 200 in that order, and then okay, and then we having our range of sheet that we want to change. So this 2 note is important. Let's go back. No, go back. Let's go back. So we want to only changing from 102. Then we wanted that 102 to start in a 202. So we can run it. So we're gonna changing that consistency. Let's go through the note quickly before everything change, or before we end this session. So we're gonna go into sheet element, collect, sort by this key element, and then we extracting the sheet number using this method, remove string. So we removing that information to getting us this 2 list, and then we using this to convert, because this is a string, and when we're using this node we require to having a integer, which is a number. So we converting that information into a number, so we to see if anything above this is true or false. So we convert it back, and then we filter the list through here to get us what we want, the list and number sheet we want. And then we're using the count and this information to give us a new so let's group this. So we want to use this to give us a new range of number, and what it could be, how to organize it, and reinsert it back. New sheet number, and then from there we reinserting. So we're using that information to reinsert back. Over here you could also add an interesting fact that let's say that you're also changing a sheet. You could do so this is where you add more complexity to it. It's by using a if statement. So, and then we can use a Boolean. So if truth, just keeping that information. So if false, then we can let's use there's another way to inserting to inputting those information rather than a code block. You could also use a string input. String input, it's a string, and then there's an integer input, which is for number. So because we want to it's a letter, we just put in there, and let's say we want to change that to sometimes we want to put in a B or a T, whatever the thing is, and then we can use that instead of the line string to insert and see if this is changed. So let's go back. So we want to change this sheet. When it's true to keep, but when it's false, we want to having this AT add to it. When you run it, you having it. Hi, how we resolve the issue is make this a little smart by reading the number there, the string length. So we first, let's read this. There was initially this thing only taking a 4-digit sheet number, taking the first initial, whatever initial index would be, and remove it as one itself, and then whatever the 3 index would be, and moving it to another one. So let's say we're having an A index. It just provides with that, but let's say that we know that's because I changed this to test it. I'm changing the sheet to see if this reads. So it should give us a initial like 2 sheet, the first A, and then whatever this index would be. Let's say that let's run it. So let's say that you want to run it with this initial changing the name. They will change it, and then let's say okay, now we're going to change this. We're going to pick in 08, then change it to 20. And then what it is, we enter this in the initial head here, letter head. So with that, just let's see a preview of that. Freeze. It should give us, let's see it taking the 2-digit font and just keeping the number. So let's unfreeze that and just run it, see if it works. Hopefully it's work. Yep, just doing that. Alright, I think that's it. Take me a while, but a bunch of tests and run look very simple. I think that sometimes it can be very simple. Just you have to deconstruct it back into like, okay, I know I want my my number to be very flexible according to the input. So I need to measure it. Okay, now because each of them will come out different number. Like this one can be longer, this one shorter, so you're needing a way to make this adaptive to the output. And so when you know the initial and then you know the length, so it's make this able to extracting the right number of initial, so 2 AG, so 2 to make it work. Okay, let's run through this before we end this session. So we have a node to collect the sheet, a way to sort it. So we're sorting the letter, and then we extracting or separating the initial from the number, the sheet number, by using the string length, which is if you're having length it's right here, the part of the core. So using that to counting the number of and what is your initial is, so they can feed it into this. So what this does, it's in a way, this is counting the the length of, let's just feed this to see what I'm talking about. So it's taking that information and counting this number, the data, because we're having a string. There's 5 string in total. Let's say G count 1, A count 2, A1 count 3, 2. So it's like 5 of them total. So that's what this is. This element node output, and so you feed it back into here, which feed into A. So because A is the number of that in this index, it's counting. We're counting 5 of them in total, putting so then this is the way to because we want this to be a list, so I'm using an A minus, so this will become a 0, but it pushed me out a list number. So because if I putting B, it will just give me one list. So that's how it works in here. So this is separating the let's free this, and then use this to filter the sheet that I want. So this is this go back to the sheet that I want, and then here is a filter because this is a boolean to filter. I want the initial, a new letterhead, a new initial, and then from there it's just a true and false of, like, if I don't want to choose a new letter initial, then I can keep existing one. And then from there, and this is gonna count that, and so we can count the number of sheet that we choose to keep, and then just giving a new range number, and then from there we join it back. So this is a join. Group it. Number. So this is showing that number. So there, and then we push it back into this setting. So the setting, so the element is extracting from this filter. So there, and then we have the input. We have the new sheet number that we want to input it. And then we having the sheet pick, and the boolean on this is false for if you want a new, and true if you want to keeping the existing head letterhead. So that's it. Let's just do a quick through there.